be led. Good evening. Welcome to the January 2026 Paducah Independent School District's Board of Education meeting. Dr. Shively, and as you all know in the room, first meeting each year we reorganize the board, and so we start with the superintendent with the call to order. And so, Madam Secretary, we do a roll call, please.
Sure. Dr. Cody?
Here.
Ms. Hancock?
Here.
Ms. Howard?
Here.
Dr. Levine?
Here.
Ms.
Ms.
Watkins?
Watkins?
Here.
Thank you.
She didn't turn the camera on. Dale, can you see? Mr. Holland asked, or I think. We'll work on that. Madam Secretary, have we established a quorum? All right, do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Do I have a second? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Dr. Cody?
Yes.
Ms. Hancock?
Yes.
Ms. Howard?
Yes.
Dr. Levine?
Yes.
Ms. Watkins?
Oh, there's.
Here.
Yeah. For those of you here, Ms. Watkins had a flight that got delayed into Nashville, and she's trekking back here at the moment. So thank you for being on. It's with great honor I get to do this. Old Shively, would you please lead us in the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we move to item 3.0, as you all know, January is Public School Board Recognition Month. And just want to say a few things about our Board of Education. Paducah Board of Education has over 73 years of board member service in this community, which is outstanding. Each of our board members have students either enrolled here and or graduated from Paducah Tillman and are very proud of that and of having Tillman alum. Obviously, our board members serve throughout the year tirelessly, focused on student achievement, our staff, the culture of our staff, and how we best serve this community. Just the enormous amounts of time and energy that they spend always asking, is this excellence? Constantly asking, do we know children by name and need, which is a great reminder of the focus of our district with our vision. They've done this always without taking any payment. If you all know that board members can be paid, and I think it's historic that that's never happened here. Thank you all for that. I honestly don't think you all get enough credit as the elected members of this community for the success our students have each and every year. And I don't think the credit always goes to you all, and so thank you all for that. And finally, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to smile as I say this. For 12 years now, as superintendent of this district, or 11 and a half and 12 days, I guess, when I meet people across the Commonwealth and they find out that I'm superintendent of Paducah Independent Schools, the first thing they say to me is, man, y'all have a great board. And I think that's something our community needs to know and understand. It's not just here, it's across the Commonwealth. The respect you all have and the focus you have for students and our staff. So thank you all for that. So, yeah. Now we'll move to item 3.0. I have election of Board of Education Chair. And so do I have any nominations for a chair?
I nominate Dr. Carl Levine for board chair.
Dr. Booth's been nominated. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
That was quick. Any other nominations? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, we call the roll.
Dr. Cody?
Yes.
Ms. Hancock?
Yes.
Ms. Howard?
Yes.
Dr. Levine?
Yes.
Ms. Watkins?
Yes.
All right, Dr. Boone, your meeting.
Okay, item 3.2, this is our election of the vice chair of the board. Is there a motion from the board for a vice chair. Yes.
Nominates
Excuse me, nomination.
Amina Watkins as vice chair.
There's a nomination from Dr. Okoji for Amina Watkins to serve as vice chair. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations from the board? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Dr. Koji?
Yes.
Ms. Hancock?
Yes.
Ms. Howard?
Yes.
Dr. Lemoon?
Yes.
Ms. Watkins?
Yes.
All right. I guess that means you accept your nomination if you vote yes. So we'll move on to item 4.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We'll move on to item 4.1, the attendance report. Troy Brock, Director of Pupil Personnel.
Thank you. Dale, is this going to interfere with? There we go. There we go. All right, so good evening, everyone. This evening, I'm going to be reporting to you month 4 attendance. We did push back our December attendance report to this month, so I only do have month 4. Month 5, I think, just recently concluded. So that's going to be, again, a month late. But I am going to report to you November 5th through December 4th, so a little while back, 19 instruction days total. And as always, I'd like to start with our overall percent attendance, as you can see on the screen, showing you the overall attendance for the month as well as the trends throughout the year. What I do want to highlight to you is McNabb Elementary. You can see is that light green line on the screen up there at 95.5%. And so they have actually, from that time where you see all the others dipping down, except for choices there, I'm going to talk about that in a second. But where everybody else kind of dipped down, they held on and actually improved 0.29%, so almost 1/3% from month 3 to month 4, and held on to that. You'll also notice the choices there crisscrossed over with Tillman at 90.52%. In talking to administration over at Choices, I want to highlight some things that, in case you're wondering what's going on, some really good things are going on at Choices. First off, when they do have the transition meetings with students and families, they do review those expectations of Choices. So as Ms. Shonda always says, expectations set or expectations met. And so that's communicated early on and continually. Students also have behavior contracts and set goals at those transition meetings as well. And they make it a collaborative effort with the family. It's not us telling them or us telling the families what we're going to do, but it really is a collaborative effort. And at that time, they offer school-based services for mental health counseling, which often is, how often would you say, Shively, is that accepted?
Usually weekly.
Yeah, I mean, are they, for the most part, though, families are accepting of it? But
Yes.
they're not. Yeah, so that's another thing is just understanding, families understanding that, this is a service that we can provide for their children. Also, one of the changes is making sure that days missed. If a student is absent on a given day, we don't count that as a day towards any kind of placement, that it's not a quote-unquote successful day. And so those days get added on at the end of the placement to make sure that they either fulfill that. And I'll talk about what else can happen, though, as a positive side of that. Before I do, one thing I want to highlight is, and I know Ms. Shively will echo this because she was so adamant about it, is Ms. Moore. Ms. Keisha Moore, guidance counselor at Choices, has been phenomenal. She goes above and beyond in her words. She's been outstanding. So that is she is a great asset to have in that position. There's also having an alternative diploma track. I know the board agreed to that several years ago, maybe around 10 years ago. Having that alternative diploma track is very helpful for those students that are falling behind their cohort class that they arrived in high school with. And finally, is giving incentives to students to do well by shortening, in some cases, shortening the placement. We have had about 4 students. It's hard to achieve, but we have had about 4 students this year at Choices that have been able to be placed back at their home school placement because of the efforts that they made while they were in the alternative school. So I do want to bring that to highlight and strong belief as to why you see this traditional, maybe what we've seen in the past, roller coaster curve start to climb back up. Next is enrollment. And as you can see, we do have a slight number. Honestly, I would say this is, it's been fairly stable from month 3 to month 4. You see a decrease there from 2756 to 2743, decrease of, what is that, 14, and 10, we've had 10 graduates in that time frame as well at the high school. So we do see the change occurring. Just mainly for positive reasons. We do have several students that graduated, and I'll report this next month, but here at the turn of the holiday into the 2026 year, what we're seeing is some movement, more movement. A lot of movement takes place over the Christmas break, so those numbers are going to bounce around, but overall, just anecdotally, I can say that I've seen more coming than going, so hopefully that trend stays with us for a little while. And then finally, the attendance chart that you can see, just some highlights I want to point out to you, is that our overall enrollment, while down, we have 119 down from compared to last year. The overall percent attendance, as you can see, between 93.07 and 92.8 versus last year, we're up 0.25% in our overall attendance, even though our enrollment is down and our ADA is down. So with a decrease of 119 students overall, we're only feeling the effect ADA-wise, and I know it doesn't sound positive, but 93.4 is ADA is what we're down. So we're not experiencing or feeling that full 119 student enrollment decrease in terms of our ADA. So we are kind of holding on where we can there and improving. And when I say improving, I'm talking about our attendance, overall percent attendance. You can see that it's at 94.33%. That is up 0.28% cumulatively from where we were last year. So overall, some positives there and some areas of growth that we would certainly continue to search after. Any questions?
I have one for, maybe it's for Ms. Shively, but what's Keisha Moore doing? What are the specific things that she's doing that's, helping you, and what are you doing?
Sure.
Because it's both
It
of you,
is.
I think. I mean, that's a huge increase in attendance.
She is, for lack of better words, making kids want to be at school. And that is one of the biggest things. We are doing SEL groups with our kids all the way K through 12. We have daily contact. She has Teams meetings for our virtual place students. We are meeting with parents consistently. Teachers are checking in consistently. Just kind of keeping that line of communication open, but the kids do want to be there, and that's huge.
Are you having a hard time finding or contacting the parents or the people who are taking care of their grandparents, whoever or has that been?
It's been relatively easy because we have those ILPA meetings on the front end, face-to-face, and we only do them over the phone as a last resort if there's just no other way, or if someone's at work and has to step out on their lunch break or something to have those meetings. And we've found that between the two of us, we know most of our families and their kids. So we have a really good and strong line of communication home with families. So that's very helpful. And Talking Points helps too with that. If they are at work and can't answer their cell phones, we can send messages over Talking Points. So it's just constant dialogue back and forth. It's very helpful.
You're showing them you care if they're there or they're not there.
We're
Well, it
going to
sounds
their
like to me.
doorsteps if they're not.
No, that's great. Are there any other questions from the board? Thank you. Congratulations on that progress,
Thank you.
too. Next item on our agenda is item 4.2, Student Achievement. Will Black, Assistant Superintendent.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight, as we do every year, we are going to provide an update on our post-secondary readiness rate at Tillman. And this is our effort to ensure that as many graduates as possible graduate college or career ready. These days, we call it post-secondary readiness, and you'll see we also use the word academic readiness, and that is just another way of saying college readiness. So it's basically still college and career readiness with a new name. Okay, so this is our January percentage, and I've shown you 4 years. You can see we're holding pretty steady with past years. This is not a perfect comparison because the denominator of these percentages, the total number of students, is just a projection. We don't exactly know exactly how many kids are going to graduate by the end of the year, and they're not counted for post-secondary readiness if they do not graduate in that year. So we're just it's just an estimate. So it's a little bit difficult to compare year over year. We want this number to be around 70% to know we're on track to hopefully beat our record next year. We would like, obviously, we're always shooting above 70%, even in January. But we're about where we want to be to continue to expand our post-secondary readiness rate. Here you can see, this is as of January also. And these percentages, once again, are somewhat of an estimate of where we are right now because it depends on who ends up graduating. But as of right now, what our projection is these percentages. You can tell we still do have an achievement gap, but that gap is, I'm pretty confident, based on past years, we're going to narrow that gap by the end of the year, just like we have in the past. And then here is free and reduced lunch, students who receive free and reduced lunch versus students who do not receive free or reduced lunch, who pay for their lunch. And actually, in our district, no one pays for their lunch because we're a CEP district, Community Eligibility Provision District, but but we still track that number. So what are we doing? What is Tillman really focused on? Number one, they have, in the past couple of years, they have really focused their senior English and math courses on academic readiness or college readiness for those who are not college ready. And that has proven to be very effective. So kids are getting ready. The ones who weren't ready by the end of their junior year are getting ready pretty quickly in their senior year. And we also do pull-out interventions to help kids prepare for career readiness exams. And in the last couple of years, we've experimented with this, and it's worked out pretty well, and we're excited to expand early career certifications. And what that means is, we can, with certain types of career certifications, we can certify a student even in their freshman or sophomore year. And so we're doing that. For example, the Allied Health certification can be taken at a younger age, and so we're encouraging kids and creating opportunities for kids to take that at an earlier age. That just sets them up in the future for more certifications or more advanced certifications, but they're considered career ready. The last thing we're doing is work-based learning certifications. This is a new option that's come in the last couple of years from the state, where a student can become career ready based on their work in a field that they're focused in. So if they go out and do work, they have to get a certain number of hours, and they have to achieve, certain ratings from their supervisor indicating that they are proficient at the task that they're being assigned to do, but that actually can lead them to a certification. So the industry partner is actually providing that feedback, and the student is providing the number of hours. So if they do good work that's approved by their industry, our industry partner, they can become certified that way. So these are new ways to become career certified that allows for some flexibility. This really helps with kids who might not be in a traditional path. So for instance, kids who are doing credit recovery for a period of, long period of time. Choices students potentially can do more work-based learning certification. So these are good opportunities for the future. We are in the process of expanding that as we go. Any questions? Thanks.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is item 5.1. This is an opportunity for oral communications from the audience regarding items which are included on tonight's agenda. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 5.2. This is an opportunity for oral communications from the audience regarding items not included on tonight's agenda. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 6.0, consent agenda.